14, the Wigan Warriors 40. Nobody was more passionate about the Borough Rovers than me last year, but look away now. Take your pick, walk alive, money for nothing, brothers in arms, Romeo and Juliet. Leigh are in dire straits. Oh, yeah, this is not good. If you're a Leigh Leopard, you're going down like dominoes. No Robbie Mulhern in this one. Oh, no. Dan Norman thrown in, of course, and Owen Trout, quite frankly, didn't lay a glove on the Wigan Warriors front row. That's a massive concern for the Leopards as they go to Hull KR next week. I think their grip on the Challenge Cup is loosening by the week. I'm sorry to say it, but this is really bad times if you're a Leigh Leopard. You're already 6 points off the top six. That's probably going to get a bit worse over the course of the weekend. The next two in Super League is Warrington and then Catalan. You desperately need your players back. I'm not giving up hope for a sixth spot in Super League this year, but my Lord, is it going to be tough for you, the Roars. I'm really sorry to say. I mean, it was a decent start. They did well, to be fair. I thought the opening 5 minutes or so, they had Wigan pen back. They were playing really well. And then, of course, the sucker punch, the beautiful try from Abbas Miski, and he goes. And now, all of a sudden, it's like backs against the wall, especially when Matt Moylan went for 10. Now, I have to say, I felt a bit for Moylan. And people are like, what are you on about? What are you on about? What about the Burn one the week before? I think there's a massive difference. You know, massive, massive difference. There was no mitigating circumstances for the Liam Burn yellow card in the St. Helens game. What's Moylan supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? His arms are down, the limp. There's no real motion to the player's head. It's a collision that just, I mean, if you know, Field's head hits his chest, does he go for 10? Of course he doesn't. So I don't know what the difference is. I don't think there was a real motion there. If the Abbas Miski one, I know with a wrap on Gareth O'Brien in the second half, you know, this is rugby league. It's not Skittles. It's not, you know, it's not netball. It's rugby league. These things are going to happen. And I think at the moment, this bit of common sense has to come into it. What is he supposed to do? What is Matt Moylan supposed to do? Really felt for him there. Big difference between that and the Burn one the week before. He absolutely poleaxed him. And even though Field was poleaxed, I'm sorry, what is he supposed to do? Anyway, when Moylan went off, then 3 tries in 10 minutes and the game's pretty much done and dusted, isn't it? It all started with Willie Isa. I thought Willie Isa's first 20 minutes was really, really strong, and then he faded away. I thought Isa was really good in that opening first 20. And then, of course, you know, Cruz Leeming, you know, well, actually, that was the next one, wasn't it? It was the Bevan French one before that. French, again, very fortuitous. Not as good as the one the week before, but the Leeming to Harry Smith one, lovely. Absolutely lovely. That's what Leeming's all about. Very Daz Clark-esque. You know, he's that type of, you know, Danny Walker, those type of players where they go from dummy half. We know Leeming's got that in his game, and he showed it to great aplomb in this one at the LSV. Off he scoots down the field, a very simple score for Harry Smith. The game's pretty much over at half-time. The one good thing, though, really, was this try that Leigh scored just before half-time. Very, very easy on the eye, the Ricky Latelli try. Beautiful stuff. First of all, the kick from Gareth O'Brien, then the one back inside from Charlie, and there's Ricky to say thank you very much. And how they missed him the week before. I mean, in this one, it's an absolute rout, isn't it? Let's be honest, the World Club champions really turned up at the LSV. But again, Ricky Latelli, this is what they missed. I think had he played at Salford Red Devils, do you know what? Could have been a different story. 13 carries, 101 metres from Ricky Latelli, a bust in there, 3 dummy runs, a try and an assist for Ricky Latelli. That's how good he is for the Leigh Leopards. They really missed him at Salford the week before. Do you know what? Hopefully he plays against KR. I do think that the grip on the Challenge Cup is slipping. Sorry to stay out the Leigh Leopards. I really am. But I just think the way that Hull KR are playing at the moment and your consistent injury list is just getting bigger and bigger. I think Moylan might pick up a ban. And do you know what? Oh, again, what is he supposed to do? But if Moylan's out as well for that Challenge Cup game, do you know what? It's there. It's Hull KR's to lose as opposed to Leigh's to win, because I just think there's going to be a gulf between the two sides. That said, of course, Hull KR still to play this week. Who knows? The injury curse may hit them. Sorry, Hull KR fans, for saying that. I probably put the mockers on it, but like I say, I just think their grip is slipping all the time. Not quite sure why Junior Nsemba got man of the match. I have to say, love the kid. You know, I've been looking forward to seeing him. I thought both him and Hill played really well. And that's another concern, I think, for the Leigh Leopards, because I think, you know, when you consider Trout and also we're talking about Dan Norman, then they were eclipsed by those two kids. You know, Nsemba and Hill absolutely dwarf Norman and Trout. That's got to be a concern as well, because not only have Wigan got, you know, the likes of Mago, Thompson, Cooper, Byrne, Havard's due to come back. Dupree, of course. They've also got these two kids that, quite frankly, look the part, and they outplayed Dan Norman and they outplayed Owen Trout. And of course, Owen Trout, I mean, all of us were waxing lyrical over Warren Trout. We thought that Leigh had snagged a real good one. You know, they casted it in there, they pulled it away. Beautiful stuff from Huddersfield Giants. But yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to say, they're outshone by Nsemba and by Hill. But like I say, for me, Junior Nsemba, it's not a man of the match performance. I'm sorry, but it's just not. I mean, he was no better than Hill. In fact, actually, other than the try, Hill outplayed him. So I just don't. I don't get it. Again, lazy punditry, lazy. You know, I just don't get it. I really, really don't. There was only one man of the match in this. Let's go straight to the 3-2-1. It had to be Jai Field. I said he was the one to watch in Super League Raw Weekly. I said that, didn't I? At some point, he was going to spark to life. It weren't just his try and his assist. He was running great lines all the way through the game. He was torturing the Leigh Leopards all night. 12 carries, 212 metres for him, 6 tackle busts on the night. Jai Field has landed in the 2024 Betfred Super League at the LSV last night. No doubt about it. Jai Field, for me, top performance, man of the match, 3 points, no questions. 2, Harry Smith. Harry Smith had a great game. Brilliant game. Again, not just his try, he set up 3. I thought his kicking game throughout the match was really good. When you compared his kicking game to Lockie Lamb's, I mean, the amount of times Lamb just picked out Miskey time and time again, Harry Smith was finding ground. He was controlling the game like we know he can. So for me, Harry Smith had to take the 2 points. And the 1 point goes to Bevan French. French, again, a try, an assist for French. That try, another really well taken try. For me, Bevan French is there. Yeah, they're all the flair players. There wasn't an awful lot between the forwards, and I'll be honest with you, if a forward was going to get it for the Wigan Warriors, it was going to be either Luke Thompson or Liam Farrell. They were the 2 best forwards on the field of play for the Wigan Warriors. But how can a forward get a man of the match when a team's won 40 points to 14? I'm sorry. That's a backs game. That's not a forwards game. It's a backs game when it's that big. The spaces were there. They were exploited brilliantly well by the Wigan Warriors. I'm sorry, Leigh Leopards fans. I love you. I love a bit of Be The Raw. I really do. But the bottom line is, outplayed, and you were. And do you know what? You're probably not that bothered. You expected it when you saw the opening team sheet. But again, Brad Dwyer trying to do it himself again. I saw it time and time again. He has that bit of ingenuity where he tried to chip over the top and collect it. Fine, happy days, no chance. You've got to chance your arm. But sometimes when he's near the line, he goes for a play. He goes for, a run from dummy half when it simply isn't on. He did it again a couple of times last night. Brad, you've got to get that out of your game, mate. You really do, especially when your backs are against the wall. You've got to play the team game for me. I'm sorry, that's just the way I see it. Again, what are your thoughts, Leigh Leopards fans? I thought McNamara was, I think he got pulled off. He didn't have a great opening. I think he might have picked up an injury, actually, Benny McNamara. But yeah, they're the 3-2-1 away. Field gets 3, 2 for Smith, 1 for French. Like I say, it was a backs game. Leigh, where is your next win coming from? I don't know. You've got 3 really tough games, and then fortunately after that, it's going to be the Castleford Tigers at home. So even with a depleted squad, I think Leigh won't have any issues with the Castleford Tigers the way they're playing. But they've got 3 massive games now, and do you know what a shame. And I'd love to have seen Leigh put up a really good effort in the Challenge Cup, try to retain that trophy, but I just think the injuries are going to kill him against KR in a week's time. It's such a shame. It really is. Only 2 points from the opening 6 games, of course, because they've still got that game in hand, but they're a long way from home, aren't they? I'm deflated. I'm not a Leigh fan, and even I'm deflated a little bit. They're just, last year, they were such a great team to watch. It's such a shame that they've been hit with the injuries. That said, the World Club champions showed why they were World Club champions. No mercy given. It was like the Karate Kid wanting no mercy. Defeat does not exist in this dojo, not at all. Wigan Warriors were outstanding. That's the first in the sheds of round number 7. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will be back tomorrow reviewing all of the Friday night games, including the big one, Leeds Rhinos against the Warrington Wolves. That's one not to be missed. Have a great Friday, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.